Hey, you're looking to buy, sell, or invest real estate? I mean, you could do it yourself or you could get a real estate agent. Well, I got the real estate agent for you. Her name is Diana Guzman. More than 15 years of experience, knowledgeable in Section 8, property management, finance, loan, name it. She probably knows it. She's the lioness when it comes to real estate. Her motto is simple. She doesn't BS. The goal is to get the deal done, and she gets the deal done. And if she can't do it, she has a team and resources that could forward you to somebody who could get it done. Don't waste your time in getting a real estate agent that doesn't work for her commission. Get you someone who's willing to fight for you and represent you in the way you need it. Diana Guzman, the lioness of real estate. Contact her today, 201-233-7773, or email her at dianaguzmansellsnj@gmail.com. And welcome to another episode of DIOTALK. I'm Dio. Let's talk. My guest of the evening is super talented recording artist. He's here to talk about his brand new EP. It's called Meeting Monroe. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Robby Monroe. Welcome to the show, man. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk about this new project that's finally out, completed. You got a couple of dope songs out. The Sherry, I like the Sherry. That's one of my favorites. Boots and a Good Coat. I like that one very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, those two are my favorite as well to even like perform. Lechery it's a real word. I learned it in I think like ninth grade. I don't know why they were teaching it, but like the word means from what I learned then is unrestrained sexual desire.
Wow.
I don't know why we needed to know that, but they were teaching that and it just stuck with me because it was just such a random word. And I
Yeah.
used to read the dictionary when I was even younger, just randomly. So I always liked words. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, I'm gonna put that into a song one day. And that day was like last year. So I put it in a song.
Boom. And there we have it.
You know?
So let's talk about let's start off with your both favorite Boots and a Good Coat, and let's talk about Lit Cherry first. What how long did it take you to create the song? Because it's super dope. It's man, your vibe, your flow is so different, but it's also like very catchy.
Thank you. Well, this song, it didn't really take too long to write because, of course, it's a low sex song, quote unquote. So, like, those are usually easy to write. I didn't want to be like too, I guess, explicit. So, like,
Yeah.
there's cab words in there that all mean the same thing, but it's a lot of those in there. Um, I really like took influence from there's this one old Tyra Banks song called Shake Your Body,
Yeah.
and I loved it. So I was like, oh, I want something like that. That's super 2000 sounding. And like I really wanted the production to be even more like the Talk About a song by Brandy. That
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
and that's kind of like the mashup of that. And like the last couple of people I had listened to it, they were saying they kind of hear that as well. So that's all shout out to Dub. That's all my producer doing that. But the lyrics and the sounding out of lechery, that's just naturally me, like in the words. And I just, since it's just one word for that chorus part, I was like, I gotta stretch it out.
Yeah. 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 No, and you definitely did. It sounds great. Any positive feedbacks you've been getting from this new EP?
Yes, everybody loves that lechery, but a lot of people are like, and it's been like a new resurgence of the Make It Make Sense song, which was the first.
Yeah.
And I really feel like it's because it's a pop song. Because even my previous EP, the poppiest song on there was Good Love and Joy,
Hmm.
and that still gets attention. So I feel like people really want pop from me, yet they ask for R&B, but I can give it all. So I've been giving it all to them.
Boom, there you have it. Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that you're able to write songs and take a little bit of that feeling from the past and bring it to the present and share it. because a lot whether you're doing pop or R&B, well, just pop in general, it doesn't sound as good as in the past.
Mhm.
It doesn't get you like that nostalgic feeling of that moment you lived in. Today's art pop is just I don't want to say whack, but it's very generic. Like they obviously found the science in it,
Mhm.
and where like almost everything's the same, just different artists. What got you? Talk to me a little about boots and a good coat.
Mhm. So that was the final edition. Like it wasn't even on there. And then I assumed that it was around her birthday, but randomly earlier this year,
Mm-hmm.
I was watching music videos and it was like a bunch of Mary J. Blige videos coming on. I'm like, why they keep playing Mary? And like, but I didn't know why they were playing her. And I'm like Googling, I'm like making sure she's still okay, like I'm making sure you're alive and everything. So, yeah, so doing that, I started thinking about the show. What's that called? Power Book
Yeah,
Two. Yeah, that she's on. And like she's always killing it. She always got these amazing coats, these boots. Like she's dressed down every single scene. And it was making me think of like the times or a specific time, like in the song, but the times when I'm like really dressed up
mm-hmm.
and a good coat on, boots. Like I usually wear boots because I'm only 5'6", so it gives the illusion that I'm taller. I always do that. And I was thinking that if I actually made a song that was about like being dressed up, then like maybe this would be like people's song that they put on when they're like getting ready and stuff like that. But then I didn't have enough idea for it. So I added in like a actual situation when I was dressed up and there was there was extra attention on me. And at the time I had a girlfriend, so she didn't really like that. So I just, stayed flirty in my outfit, but I'm not a cheat, so I didn't do
Yeah,
anything. That's kind of what the whole song is, kind of a mix of just being dressed up and celebrating that, but also talking about how you can attract the wrong attention when you're in a relationship.
let me see if I could put a little piece of so that the viewers can know what you're talking about, and but also go cop that new EP. So you got two tracks on. What is this EP different from the one that you feel that is different from the last one you did?
Well, being Robbie was just about like regular me, kind of like all the things I think about, have went through, just all of my feelings, all the mushy stuff. And then Meeting Monroe is really an introduction of that stage character that I made up so long ago that I really needed. I'm
Yeah,
still a shy guy, but I was like crazy shy before. But I had all these aspirations. So like I somehow needed to battle that so I could do things.
yeah,
And he was created. And that's pretty much what this is, introduction to him, but also it's like two songs in there kind of warning how crazy he really is. So like don't do too much. But like I need that. Like you need that in life, but especially on stage, because I'd hate a performer that's just standing there or like really don't want to be there or scared. Like I want you to really give your all. And that's what
yeah,
Monroe.
yeah. I gotta know you have to have that persona, that gimmick, that be, 10 plus or 10 times the person that you originally, or that you originally are, to give that entertainment when you're on the stage.
Yeah.
I I grew up and I grew up in Puerto Rico, and at that time, when Daddy Yankee came out, everybody wants to be Daddy Yankee. So you had these guys trying to go on stage and rap like him and do all these things. And but when it came to being on stage, because they were not prepped or had yet to find that persona,
Mm-hmm.
they were just, it's like stay stiff and just sing this song, I guess. All right, so I got the Boots and Good Cut here. I want to put play a little bit.
Okay.
For no reason, watch me switch it up with seasons. You acting like I'll be teasing when your dreams
I
are
love
pleasing.
I love this very like old school in a sense, like a
Yeah.
pimp, you know?
Yes, that's that not jazz, but like close enough, like the elements at least, to give
Yeah,
it
yeah.
that
I was waiting for you to say Jive Turkey.
vibe.
No, but it's dope. I like that vibe. It's like, it reminds me of this book I read. It's called a pimp called is it Slim or Iceberg, something like that, where he's a pimp. And back in the day, they used to call cars hogs. So when I'm listening to that, the first thing that pops in my head is that pimp, say I'm driving in the hog and listen to music like that. I
Mhm.
like it. I like it very much.
Good. Next time
Let's
we
give
drive.
let's give a little preview of the cherry.
I want to get wild, call it debauchery. My innocence smiled when you this close to me. Our destiny child could really be sexy.
I like the song.
Thank you. And that's actually French that I'm speaking in the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not fluent, although it has been in a lot of my music, but I'm not fluent. I know just enough, but I like continue getting into it after high school, like at least all the musical artists.
Yeah.
So I like to add it into my music, not as a gimmick, but because I honestly like it.
I mean, it gets flavor.
Mhm.
I had recently another guest promoting his new album, and he went all in with the what is Italian. So like I think it just gives, first of all, it opens doors to a new
Mhm.
John to a new community, a new country. And if you sound good, which you do, right? Like maybe in America here doesn't work, but you go to France and that's popping. You know, there's Robbie Monroe everywhere.
Yeah, I see the stats. Montreal really loves a lot of the songs.
Yeah, I mean you got the style, you got the vibes. Like anything can happen. I love when artists are able to just like do their normal language, but like sneak in there something different and make it like just make it fuse together. I think that sounds perfect.
I love doing that. I really do. It makes me want to learn more fluently so I can have like full conversations
Yeah,
if I ever do something with the actual French artists. But I haven't learned too much, just enough, just like a small conversation enough.
you'll get there. You get there. So like, is this you titled it Meeting Monroe, right? Anybody that would take the time and purchase your album and support you, if they listen to it, do you think they're able to get to know you better as a performer, as an artist?
Well, they'll definitely, I guess not too much as a person. I tried to keep more of the character in this one, but definitely as a performer, like they'll understand like more upbeat, hard-hitting songs, something with a message or just something to be badass about is what he's going to give.
Yeah, yeah.
You listen to this, like understand this isn't all the acoustic stuff. Like on the last project, this is going to be like more club type concert arena.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it. I get it. So I have here Sheep. I want to give a little preview for everybody watching.
She went from
See, this one I like the
sleep.
harmony. I like the vibe.
She went from sleep. Now
Yeah, that's dope. What inspired you to do that song? It's like it's tough. That's the only way I can explain it. It's tough. It's like, yeah, you know what it is. You know what time it is. That's the vibes
Um,
I get from the song.
I know the reference for it is definitely that Jasmine Sullivan song with Meek Mills.
Yeah,
Love it. But yeah, I love that song. I always listen to it all the time. And at that time when I was writing it, This was when like COVID was coming to a close at least, or they
Yeah.
were what they were doing. And it seemed like I was hearing a lot of stuff from a lot of people about like them struggling either keeping a job or finding another one and
Mm.
not sure about the shots and all that. And like the choices seemed to get real slim. It was like get it or
Yeah.
don't, eat or not. Like it was getting kind of concerning. So I just thought, well, everybody who's like hype about it, like just talking about like I'm not even gonna be friends with you if you don't get it or something like that.
Yeah.
They were giving sheep, like not to be rude to anybody, but like they were going a little too hard for the government. And this isn't my
Mm.
in the government moment yet, but it was just weird how some people were just so aggressive about the situation when nobody really knew anything. And like the whole message is basically like be your own person, like really choose choices for you. Like, don't just follow everyone. And it's not
Mm.
just a political situation, it's on anything. And I've always been that way. Like, that whole peer pressure thing,
Yeah.
that's always been boring. I've never been peer pressured to do anything. Like, I will stare you in your face and you will take 30 minutes to just curse me out and try to say and do anything you want to try to make me do something. And I'll still be like, I'm not doing it.
I
And that
like that. That's dope.
it's actually super funny. Like while they're going off, it makes me actually smile and laugh the whole time because you're getting more and more aggravated because I wouldn't do what you're trying to peer pressure me to do. Like I know what you're doing. I'm not dumb. Like I understand what this
Yeah.
is.
I like that. I like that. See, I like it's like a beef song, right?
Yeah.
Right? But I like what you're saying, and we're like, it's not to anybody in particular, it's about an issue that was going on in time. And you stood your ground and stood your place and gave your place so they can understand. I definitely like that. That's dope.
Hmm. Yeah, I encourage everyone to always stand your ground and what you believe in and don't let nobody sway you. Just be true to you at all times. It's going to work out.
100%, 100%. Out of in that time frame,
Mhm.
uh, was it something in particular that like triggered you?
To
Because
make
yeah, to make the song because it's to take the time out, write it, produce it. That's ammunition that's it's like a pin stuck inside of you and it keeps poking you.
Mhm. Um, I guess. Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess I would say when I was about to transition to a different job myself. Guess I have a day job, but it's in the field at least that I got a degree in. I was going to go to a different one, and they didn't want me because of me not having the.
Got it.
And I was like, but it's fully remote, staying remote. We're never like you don't even have like a location.
Mm-hmm.
Why? And they're like, because that's policy. And like a lot of them said that, not even just for me, for like my other friends, they were like, they're fully remote. So like, why are they asking for all these other things, all this paperwork, all this stuff? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Because if it's forever remote, then like we're never going to be in nobody's face to get sick or anything. So
Got it. Got it. No,
it
I
made
got
me,
it. I got it. It was a frustrating time. So talk to me about Ain't Nothing Funny. Is
yeah,
that another I don't want to say diss track, but like
yes, kind of.
he's like, yes.
Maybe. No. Well, I keep calling it my nerd song because it's more because like everybody that I name in there,
Hmm.
they're actual Black history figures. Like I just went into a bunch of Black facts for some reason. I've always been like interested in Black history and always celebrate Black History Month. So with this beat, I was thinking that I should just do something because it's an 80s style beat.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to do something that was just honoring Black historians, but not the same like three or four they always talk about in high school, which I guess that's the beef is with me and the high school curriculum. But It's just
That's a different story. That's another episode just on that.
yes.
All right, let's listen to a short clip.
There ain't nothing funny, there ain't nothing funny. There ain't nothing funny, there ain't nothing funny. There ain't nothing funny if you're old.
Man, you can tell you're so influenced by these amazing entertainers. You just listen to that one. That gave me like a 80s vibe,
Yeah.
back in the day, Billie Jean, that type of era.
Yes. I love the 80s. I actually
Yeah,
in the 80s. Might have some more 80s style stuff coming.
I love it, man. You're so creative, and it sounds so different than what you hear in the radio. I think that's what makes me a fan of your music, is because it's different. It's not, and then you're using like inspirational individuals to fuel you and continue do your music, because like you look at your Instagram, it's Beyonce, Mary J. Blige, you know, all these amazing musicians, but also entertainers.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Like I always go back to what I call my musical table, which is Beyonce, Usher, Mariah Carey, Prince. Like there's always going to be like a thread of them in
Yeah.
something I do because I literally grew up on them all day, every day. So it's just ingrained. I'm not trying to copy. It's just ingrained. And like with me mixing, like you were saying earlier, mixing like the old and the new, like to me, the old isn't just the 80s. Like keep going. Like I'll listen to old kind of classical jazz type 50s music. And like I really love that. And I want to make something like that.
Yeah.
Like who's to say I'm not working on something like that? Like you can always, because music is music, so you can
Hmm.
always old and just make it new.
They say it's old, but somebody that has never heard it, it's new.
Yeah.
Like somebody who has never heard, let's say, Prince, was it Crying Doves, or no, Purple Rain? Like for that person, that's like, oh my God. So like, who's to say what's old? Who's to say what's new? When it's valuable, I mean, it's endless.
Yes. I say the same thing about like movies because I watch a lot of TMC and that's where like all the black and white movies are.
Yeah.
And I'm so confused. Like, why are you watching those 30 movies? I'm like, because it's new to me. Like, I've never seen, like, I saw this movie called Gaslight. And I'm like, that's a term they use nowadays. What is this in the 30s?
Yes. Yes.
It was like actually really good. And I can see them doing a remake of that actually. But like, it's new to me, although it's old. I've never seen these people, this concept. Even if I know some of the people in there, like the standard
Hmm.
uh, Marilyn Monroe or James Dean or whoever.
Yeah.
I still don't know the story because I didn't grow up then, so I never actually saw the movie.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. No, I agree. There's so much um content out, and when they do, I feel like when they create these movies, recreate them, they lose because they're trying to modernize it. Like certain essence, they lose it. So it
Yeah.
doesn't like you can't, like it's the same thing, but it's like not the same thing. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it do. Yeah, I understand that. They try to be too trendy in the script when
Yes, yes.
forward, like maybe take out the offensive stuff from the past, but other
Yeah,
than that,
yeah, there you go. There you go.
just keep it straightforward because it was a great story then.
You know what movie that was really good that I found out recently, there was a remake? Is it When a Star is Born?
Oh, yes.
Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Mhm.
Man, that was a really good movie.
Yeah, I think they did like 3 times they remade that.
Yeah, that was a really good movie. I got really mad when they didn't win an Oscar for it. That's another story though. What was your what was your like creating this album, this EP? What was your like influence? Did you go back to the same? Did you try listening to something new?
Well, yeah, definitely the table's always there, but I was really listening to some more Brandy, hence the harmonies. Britney Spears to really get that pop animation, and Janet Jackson's
Damn it.
Velvet Rope album,
Mm-hmm.
which you'll hear more influences from that on something that we're doing a little later, like a month or so. There's something extra coming out. But those were the ones I was like really listening to because I wanted this to be even more pop than it is, I guess, under the umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a lot more like NSYNC teen bubblegum pop. But
Got it.
then the lyrical content just made it a little growner, so I just got wilder with it.
One of my songs that I like too is Make It Make Sense. Make It Make Sense. And I think we discussed that song in the last episode you were here, but it's here in this EP. So I want to go through it again because I like it. Like I like it. Like I think I made reels with it. I posted numerous of times. It's a song that even on Spotify, I try to make list my music list, but I'm not really good with Spotify unless I'm looking for podcasts. But it's in my list
Mhm.
of music. What was the inspiration behind that song?
So make it make sense. I
Just
feel like
make it make sense, man.
does it like people don't. I feel like a lot of people don't get it because like they hear me singing, they hear all the harmonies and everything. The beat is happy, but I don't think anyone's actually listening to the lyrics because a lot of people think the song is
Yes,
a happy song.
I'm gonna put a piece. Hopefully, when this is released on YouTube, they don't give me grief or pull it out. But no, it's one of my favorite songs, and
Yes.
I agree with you, and where you got to listen to the lyrics.
Mhm.
So you know what it is like nowadays in these times, like lyrics don't mean nothing anymore. It's all about that hook.
The chorus and the beat.
Yeah, like how
Like
is it like the DJ's more famous than the artist now?
because they're not listening. They're too distracted or well, like people listen, it just take a while. Like 5 years later, they'll listen back and they'll be like some, oh, that's what he was saying. Like even now for the lechery
Yeah,
song, I'm catching certain things I'm saying. And I'm like, yeah. Listen
yeah.
again.
But you know I think Jay-Z said it the best, and we're like you can't listen to an album one time and decide if it's good or not.
Mhm.
Like there's certain albums that the first time I listened to them, I really I wasn't feeling them, right? But like I'll listen to them in the car, I'll listen to them when I go jog, and try to start feeling it. And it's like, this is good right here. This is good. But if you're like, listen, like you gotta digest it. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah.
Here's a clip of Make It Make Sense.
So reluctant to be that guy. Self-confidence ain't never been that high. Maybe more came from Monroe.
No, that song. No, yeah, you gotta listen to the lyrics.
Yeah. Like it explained that's why I wanted it to be because if I was on the label, I guess they probably would have wanted me to put Letria as the first single.
Mhm.
But make it make sense lyrically explains everything we were going to be going into
Yeah.
with and only that song and the first track are the ones that I'm Robbie is a part of because the rest of it is more Monroe, but like I come in and try to say like this is how he is, watch out, you'll know it's a whole nother vibe about to hit you. And I really wanted that to be explained that this is not about to be the same stuff as the first. And then we get into lechery and it's something totally different. So
Yeah.
we're trying to prep people basically.
But isn't that so Monroe gives you the initiative feeling on what this album's gonna be like?
Yeah. So then when you come to listen to the EP, and the first one is like super pop and
Yeah.
it's like telling you, oh, that's how he is. Then that's to explain when you hear the rest of the lyrics and the attitude and everything, this is what it's about. This is who it is. Not just me. This is who it is.
Dude, that's what I like about this concept of your album because like usually like okay, we live in a digital age and we're like now singles are just a big thing. You put out one song. But with this EP, you're like every song like here, this is the beginning. It's like reading a book. There's a first song, first chapter. And then that first chapter will help you understand the second one and the third one. Like you gotta listen. It's not something you can listen to like, oh, I'm gonna pick this song. This song's my favorite. Something like you gotta go through the motion.
Yeah.
You gotta go through the vibe and where you're able to then understand who's Robby Monroe.
Hmm. Yes, you got to. Because if you just listen to songs from the first EP and then you heard a song like Lechery or Sheep, you'd be like, what happened? Why
Yeah.
is he so aggressive and sexual and
Yeah.
just he's when he was like hugging me on the first one, like it's a whole nother
Yeah.
that's going on.
No, I get it. Like I get when you're saying, like if Lechery, if you want a label, they'll probably put that first. But it's like a strategy. I think that's why like a lot of artists tend to fare on their albums because they create an album and where it's like chapters. But because
Mhm.
this one will be a good single, they'll play that and keep playing it, keep playing it, keep playing it, and you lose that sense of direction on what you want the listener to go to
Yes.
ever be invested in the album.
Yes. It was all strategic with make it make sense introducing
Yeah.
the let all Monroe and boots in a good coat. Like I literally say introducing Monroe and then goes right into that little rap part. Like all of it was on purpose. And then like a month later, the EP comes out.
See, but this is why you need to come on these platforms to be able to explain that and tell that, because a lot of like, God forgive me, and I mean no disrespect when I say this, but the way that the music industry is now, like, is just put on a song. That's it. Like you need a story. You need to build it up so that people can be invested in this product. And I feel like in the music industry, it lacks it 100%, man.
Yeah. I mean, other than the ones who've been doing it, like my
Yeah.
favorites always had a story, a lead up, a concept, and that's where I get it from. That's why I don't just do anything for any reason. It's all a
But
part of
that's why they succeed. I think we talked about it. Was it the last time you were here? When like Usher, like when Usher has a story, when he has something to say, and like he's going through something, that's when the artist's album's gonna be fire.
yes.
You know, like what is it? My Confessions,
Hmm.
like all that dirt that dude did.
Yes, that's one of his like biggest albums.
Yeah, he's gonna be headlining the Super Bowl.
Yes, I know. I heard about that. I'm excited to see. I'm sure he's
Yeah,
doing a lot more confession stuff because
yeah.
that's on his
Yeah,
lost.
he's probably gonna work all his biggest hits.
Yes. I
So
love
let me ask you, you're an Usher fan, right?
it.
Where was Usher at 7 p.m.?
He's in his drop top, Chris in the street.
Boom, yeah. That's funny. I saw that on social media and I started dying. I started dying. You know, I hope when you know that was I'm not sure it's a moving mountain.
Oh.
And we're like the video like make fun of because he does some shit like this, and he, I hope he does that.
Hopefully.
I hope like guys who are listening the audio version of the podcast. What I'm trying to tell Monroe is like Usher has this dance, and everyone on social media tries to imitate it,
Mhm.
and they fail horribly. It becomes so funny. All right, so what's next for Robby Monroe? You got this EP out. We went through these track lists, super dope. What's next? Are you performing? Like, what are we doing?
So I do want to do some type of performances, like some pre-recorded performances, just to show some type of visual, if we can do that. But definitely
Mm.
next month we're gonna have these bonus tracks
Mm.
stuff, and I tried to keep the story,
Yeah.
so stuff just didn't work on there. Like it was great, but it just wasn't like I'm all about the lyrics, so it wasn't lyrically matching up for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But since I really like them, we're gonna put that out next month, and that's gonna be like Meeting Monroe Part Two, returning to Robbie. So it's more
Is
Robbie
that
Williams.
is that the official name?
Yes.
Boom! Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
It's gonna be only like I think 4 songs, I think, or 3 songs, 4 or 3. And then I have a cover song that's coming out. It's not gonna be on there, but I have a cover song that's coming out. And should I say who I'm covering?
Recovering.
Should I say it? Okay. It's Mariah Carey. I Can't Let Go.
Nice, nice. Are you doing, same concept, or you're making it your own?
I gotta make it my own. Like I
Mm.
don't really like the cover songs that try to sound exactly like the singer, because then if they don't, then people are all disappointed, or
Yeah,
even
yeah,
then people are overly hating because
yeah,
you're not such and such. Like, okay. So although I could do it in the same style and everything, like all the vocal tricks and all that, I didn't, and I really wanted to, but I chose not to because the way that we created this, well, we recreated the sound, it's not really like a beat. I made this with a different producer, Smoke Signals, and like he just played on the guitar, kind of real acoustic, kind of like extra vibey. What I'm
yeah,
missing
yeah.
here. So it's very calm and like beautiful, and it has this nice build up with all the vocals and everything. It's really gorgeous, honestly.
That's super dope. I like when artists take a song and make it their own. Like
Mhm.
sometimes it sounds better than the actual artist doing it.
Don't do that. I love you, Mariah. Don't do that.
Oh, Mariah is a different story. That's a different story, okay? But another aspect and another artist, they sound amazing. And I
Mhm.
say it because like sometimes and I had this conversation a while back in a podcast, and we're like, because you're signed to a label company, sometimes your the freedom of creating is blocked because XYZ reasons, because the labels invested so much money in you, they want you to do this because they want to get their money back, or this is what they say all the time is this is where the music's heading, and that freedom to create, it just it evaporates.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know but that's my opinion.
That's true. Like I even thought about that. I keep referencing the first EP, but like the song Good Love and Joy, I like the acoustic version of it,
Hmm.
LT, and you could tell I listen to a lot of 90s stuff, but like I like the big vocal one, and the poppier one. I only decided that should be the one that's on the main EP because like thinking like a label, oh, this is the one that's gonna sell, that everybody's gonna like because it's all light and it's doing well. So sometimes with politics actually are true.
Yeah.
I at least try to have some type of uh, uh personal creativity input that does something that I want to do personally, but then also try to have a little bit of business in there just to
Mm.
you know do what I'm supposed to do.
No, I get it. I get it. As long as you do your best making it your own, I think that this I think that's why remix were created, right? because people could jump on and mixtape. They jumped on and made it their own, put their own, flavor in it. I think that's super dope.
Yeah, definitely.
So, like performing, have the opportunity to perform any of these new songs out of the EP?
I haven't yet. Um, there was an opportunity that didn't really work out, but if I ever do have a performance for these songs, that's not something that I'm already trying to work out. That I'm definitely gonna have like somebody record it and it'll be like on my YouTube and Instagram and everywhere, just so people can see it.
Are we getting videos to these EPs?
Not exactly. Think about maybe doing some type of visualizers, but like the music video era is coming soon. Like I didn't do music videos for last one or this one, but it's coming. When I do it, I really want to tell a story like you see I like to do. So I don't want to
Yeah,
just
I don't see. I'm all about making things simple, not always overcomplicated, right? I think you got your YouTube channel. I think you post an event on one of these is it event is called, right? And do an online mini concert,
like a live one right there.
like a live one right there, or pre-record a concert that you do, cameras here and here, and you perform all your songs. You know, I'll say pre-record it first so that you're able to practice, get the feel out of it. Um, if you have if like a lighting or camera angle, you can edit it out, and put it out there as a release.
Well, that sounds great. That sounds like the Vivo things that they do in that
Yeah.
like room and they put like the colors in there.
Well, this
Yep.
is Monroe, baby. This is Monroe. I mean, but I think start getting comfortable performing these songs, because once they catch on, because a lot of audience want that not like that personal feel to it. They want to see you perform it, and what better way, make it in your own comfort, creating something like that, like was it a small concert or something, a small mini desk, something like
Oh,
that,
yes. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to do Tiny Desk.
something like that in your own comfort, in the studio, so people could start giving a big feel on what you're doing.
Mhm. Yeah, I've always liked like even if I like the artist, just their music, it do be the live performances
Hmm.
that like tip me over,
Yeah,
really gets me even more. So
yeah.
I'm working on that.
Because I'm definitely trying to, me personally, I'm trying to create an online concert, because on the podcast I've had a lot of talented individuals like yourself, and created, I don't know, like pre-recorded themselves where their location. They'll send it, and I'll edit it, or have somebody edit for me, to create a small concert with all you guys for Dream Inspire Obtain, and put it online, and so people could pay tickets, and obviously everyone will get paid from it, but so that to so that your music can start flowing.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Like
Yeah.
I'm like I'm really trying to, like, there's so many artists, like Valeron, yourself, John Silvestri. Like we live unfortunately we live in an age that everything's monetized. If
Mhm.
you can monetize it, it's control. Because if it wasn't control, that algorithm, because everybody speaks about the algorithm, right? The algorithm will keep bringing things up that you like. So let's say you're fashionista, or you're obviously a big Mariah Carey, right? And you have all these fan pages of Mariah Carey. Your algorithm is going to continue to push forward. What happens with that is that nothing is organic.
Yeah.
Nothing that might be inspiring will pop up and catch your breath or make you like, oh, what is this? Because it's being controlled. They're predicting whether be organic and let it happen. They're predicting what you want to see.
Yeah.
And it's good, but it's also bad because your levels of inspiration or watching something that'll take your breath away, that was like, damn, this is really inspiring to either write a song or write a verse. It's not fair.
Yeah.
I'm really, fight the power, man. Just
Yes, definitely. I understand that. I try to battle the algorithm, at least on my TikTok, and like randomly I'll like something or watch something that I usually would scroll past just to keep it on its toes. I know I can't really beat the machines, but at least I'm trying to
I mean,
just do.
you just can't do it alone.
Yeah.
You have to find individuals like yourself that are independent and with unity is the power and the strength to
Mhm.
overcome anything. But it's hard when you're doing everything on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
And in order for you and you stop doing it for quite some time, when you come back, you'll notice everything's different.
Yeah, especially in the music industry. I
Yeah.
mean, just 5 years ago, things were different.
Yeah. I had this guy, Maxito. He has his own like Volkswagen truck,
Mhm.
and he has his bed, and everything's customized, and he's basically driving around America promoting his music, trying to get gigs, and get himself out there. Like back in the day.
Yeah, like he's selling his CD out the trunk.
Yeah,
That's what they said. That's how Master P got signed. Uh,
yeah.
It could work. It could work. I mean,
I
I don't know
mean,
about.
yeah. I mean, it's well, it's difficult because now everything's digital. But back in the day, it definitely worked. Your hustle will go as far as you will go.
Mhm.
And it's easier to give you something, to hand you something. Here, take this CD, check it out. Even though it might work or not work, but it's easier to do that than, hey, go to this link, and you not have the power of putting that person in front of that person to go to the link.
Yeah,
It happens in social media. How many times I tell people, yo, go check this episode of the podcast, or go check out Robert Monroe new EP. Like, I can share so much, but it takes something within the person to go and click it and try it out.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I try to be. I guess that's why I try to be different because a lot of things I do see are kind of the same for the sake of we're cool. So this is why you should click us.
Yeah.
But I want the people who are looking for something different because I'm different.
Yeah.
Like they'll actually stay. They're like, okay, he's not trying to be cool. He's just doing whatever, and I like with that whatever. So I'm
Yeah.
getting to.
And not just be different, but be yourself. Commit to yourself. And if you're gonna commit to anything, commit to always trying to be a better version of yourself as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Don't jump from, it's like you have like people jumping like frogs, hopping from different genres and doing things because they're moving with the wave. Don't move with the wave, be with the wave, flow
Yeah,
with the wave. You go as where your heart desires, where that gut feeling goes, you go. What makes you happy?
exactly. When I switch up genres, because I do see myself as like a genre tourist, like I just dip around. It's not to like jump on a train or a bandwagon. It's literally because I came in there,
Yeah,
messed with the producer, and he's like, "What are you doing today?" And we just came out with whatever, a whole nother style, a whole nother genre or era that
yeah,
I didn't have before. And like he expects it now. That
yeah.
I'll just
See, but when I see you, I don't. I see you as an individual that loves music.
yes.
That you're not hopping genre. You're doing music. You have promoted yourself. You have established yourself in a way, and we're like, you're out of the box. You just love music, you know. You just love music. But then you have these other individual artists that you'll stay there, and because country's not doing good, let me try pop, or let me go, let me do rock, because Eminem just whipped my ass on this rap thing, and I gotta go do I gotta go do pump rock now.
Which I heard some of those songs. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
They were all right.
No, they're not bad. He should have
Mhm.
done it from the beginning.
That could have really worked out for him, but
Yeah, but and this is why I tell you, like, you know, labels tend to control you. Oh, you should do this because this is what we're about.
yeah, I know. It's so difficult. Like when I think about going to sign to a label, and there's one label, I'm not going to say the name, but there's one label that I think I would be great at because it
Mm.
doesn't seem like they have a agenda on what every artist is supposed to be based off of like what they look like or where they come from or anything. They just let you do what you want to do. And I've seen a couple of artists come from other labels and go to that one and they're thriving, even if they're not like overly successful, they're doing what they actually care about. And they're just like have their own good core fan base and
Yeah.
happy. I'm like, okay, all right. That's the place to be.
See, I
So,
will say, this because when you sign to a label, what they're offering you is basically a bank loan.
mhm,
It's a loan, a business loan, and you gotta pay that back with interest. If you got good credit, you got a good job, take that loan out, play with your numbers, and where set yourself a goal for the whole year. Hire, an event planner, a road manager or something, and somebody that can get you out there playing gigs and getting paid,
mhm,
and go on tour that for that whole year. Find you somebody that's gonna help you be an opening act, build your audience, at the same time selling your CD, or your at affordable price, so people can get there for you, right? Get it for you, and do a whole year of that. Build up your audience, like, so that when it's time to sign to label, you're able to leverage that out. Like,
mhm.
that's essentially, and I say this, I'm just paraphrasing. I don't really know the full scope, but that's what Nipsey Hussle did, and where he put his album out, and he was so, he knew his numbers, so that when he went to negotiate, he got his masters. He knew what to do, and you'll be more happier like that.
Definitely. I know it's kind of hard sometimes. Not a lot of art. It does seem like more artists nowadays, I guess, are getting to have ownership of their masters.
Hmm.
And that's something I really like. I fully understand that, of
Hmm.
course, Prince fan, like I fully understand that. So I want that as well as writing credits.
Yeah.
'Cause I write and I like what I write. And I feel like I write a certain way so nobody can write like me. Like I would love
Hmm.
like a Sia song or whatever. Like I would love for somebody to write for me, but I need to have my pen not just for financial gain, but I need to tell my story.
Yeah.
So
Be in control.
yeah.
Be in control, and that's very important because you're a creator. You create art, and that's another story, because owning your masters, like, you can own your masters, but if you don't know what to do with them, it means nothing. That's all, like, you know try to do it for your first. Learn the industry by your eyes. you
Mhm.
know you rather, like, take a chance on yourself. If you go bankrupt, you go bankrupt. But then, if you're really talented, you're really popping, like they say, you get signed, how to leverage it, and get what you want.
Yeah, gotta come in with something so you don't have to sign anything.
Yeah. One of the like 50 cents, one of the thing I admire about him is, like, when it got to a certain point when he was rising, while everybody was smoking, having fun in the club. He was in the hotel room reading these things, educating himself. And we're now like, who's gonna tell him something?
No.
And then you have like artists like Young Buck, The Game, Lloyd Banks. They all need him to get that money up.
Yeah.
But when he was there studying, nobody wanted to be there.
Yeah, it's all about who has it's like a different type of drive.
Yeah.
Like you can have it to be on the stage and do all that, but the background stuff, you have to understand some of it. I'm gonna be the first to say that's not really for me. Too many background things. That's why I got management. But I at least took at least like half a year to learn all the things to know that okay, by myself, this is a lot to do.
Yeah.
But I at least know now, so then I could
Yeah.
with the management, I could ask them like, okay, so did you do this? Did you do that? What they say about this? And I'm not like too clueless.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Like it doesn't matter. You can, you shouldn't like it, but you should definitely know what the heck is going on.
Especially know where the money's going.
There you go. And that's very important. I think because it's an entertainment industry, everybody tends to, and I I don't think they do it purposely, but just, because they come from nothing, they see all these lights and glamour, they don't see it as okay, what's the catch?
Yeah, there's always a catch.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
guess like they should know the catch is your livelihood. There's like too many one
mhm,
hit wonders and just artists who at least had like a couple of years all of a sudden are missing
mhm,
because nobody's listening to their music. So how do you pivot? Like, do you know how to do a different style? Can you act? Can you do this? Can you do that? Like, they're not thinking about that because they're like, it's good now. I'm
yeah,
making money. This money's flowing good. Okay, but can you sustain that?
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of artists, and we're like, they're business savvy,
Mhm.
right? And we're like, okay, so they say they give them 50,000 or something like that. And they take that money and flip it, invest it in businesses, and here's the album. They wait until the contract is about to expire. Here's the album. I don't owe you, you don't owe me. The album is yours. And they do that because that album has to make money. So if
Yeah.
I'm not getting money, you're not gonna make money. But the contract says I'm supposed to deliver an album. Here's your album. I'm done. I flipped those, 50,000 into something, and now I end up with more than than what you already had. There's a
Yeah.
lot of artists like that.
I know. One of my favorites is Nicki Minaj, and she's
Yeah.
very much a businesswoman. Like she has so many different hands and so many different things. Like I still kind of want to play that game that she's in. I don't even know what that game is, but just to like see that she's in like a whole game, like she got paid to voice a game and it's catchphrases from her actual songs. Is what other rapper is doing that? Especially a female rapper. Like, don't know I got that.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of rappers that you don't hear. They're popping. You don't hear them like on the radio, but they create albums to put it on games.
oh wow. Okay, yeah, I never knew that.
Like if you're big, like people that are a big fan of 2K, you hear all those songs that you'll hear two, three songs if you heard it before, but majority of them like you've never heard of them. It's
Yeah.
because their hustle is different. They'll create an album and they'll sell it to the game people to put it there. There's like people that do music sometimes, their hustle is to get their track on a certain movie.
Hmm.
Like I remember like 21 Pilots. They were in the soundtrack of Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they had like I think like four or five. But they had like a bunch of songs and we're like now the radio's playing them. Those are opportunities for them.
Yeah. That's how I heard about Ellie Goulding because she was in like a bunch of movies and some like shopping stores, but Like that's where I kept hearing her songs. I'm like, who is this? And then I find out who that is. I'm like, okay, she must be like getting a good bag from that, all
Yeah.
the movie shopping centers, because they play a song all the time.
Yeah. And there's companies dedicated to that.
Mhm.
Like I'm in the works to do this radio show. It's an up and coming radio station app brand, and their music, their business is to play in shopping malls. There's
Oh,
companies for that.
okay. Wow, that's cool.
So there's it's not just like you have the radio there and you're playing. No, there's actually systems for that. So it's always different hustles.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely love to. I've been trying to get my song into like a movie or a show or something. There was something that me and Jose was talking about. So maybe they'll be in one of his mobile movies, the
Yeah.
Electric. But I don't really know too much about that yet, but
You'll get
hopefully,
there.
yeah. I just wanted something just to see how it looks. Because like as an artist, I never like I can think of a music video and I can think of performance, but like I never really think of like a scene in a movie or something and like my song playing. How would that match up?
I mean, what I've gathered and what I've seen is like you have the composer who's like in his own studio, right? And the movie's playing, and he's in the back. Whether you're the engineer or you playing the instruments, so they're watching the movie and they're picking the songs, or it's like orchestra that's just playing the music, and that's how they choose what song. I mean, obviously, if you're like Warner Brother, you got a whole list of what to play on. But yeah,
I hope I get on that list.
oh, and you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there.
One of these songs, probably one of the pop songs. I can already see it.
You'll get there, man. You'll get there. It's only a matter of time before you blow up.
I'm waiting.
All right, bro. Listen, before we go, tell the people where they can find you at.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Robby Monroe or Robbie Ben here. Definitely listen to Meeting Monroe on Spotify, Apple Music, really anywhere, Amazon, Alexa, know what it is. Like, yeah, you can listen to me anywhere, find me anywhere. I'm always somewhere.
Boom, there you have it, guys. Make sure to go check out Meeting Monroe out now. Go follow him, go support him, go share his music, tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your cousin, tell your whole family, tell your neighborhood. Album out now. Go cop that. Show some love. Make sure to go to DIOTALK TV on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram, Mr. Dream Spire Obtain. I'm on Threads. I'm out, guys. Have a good night.